I was at TD Bank, opening a bank account, and I had parked the car in the corner illegally, because I thought I was going to be quick or whatever. I didn't think. So I saw a cop come around and pull up behind me. So I left TD Bank to go move the car, and then the cop was like, "Oh no, a summons or whatever. Didn't give me a ticket or whatever." So I said, "No, I don't want no ticket." I jumped in the car and pulled around and parked at the next parking spot, and he pulled the lights on me. So then he's asking me like,
wait a second. You parked illegally. You parked in someplace where you shouldn't have been parked.
Yeah, on the corner.
And then what did you do? You said a cop came up to you?
Yeah, a cop came behind the car and started writing a ticket. So I told him, I'm gonna move the car right now. So I got in the car and drove like literally one space in front of the car, in front of me. And then as soon as I did that, he put the lights on me and pulled me over.
Right.
And
He probably thought, yeah. Okay, he might have been saying like, yeah, you're trying to flee or something like that. Okay.
Yeah. So then he proceeded to ask me, license or registration, and I told him that my license was inside the bank, and asked me for my name and all this stuff, and I wasn't too friendly with him. I said, am I required to have a license to move my property from point A to point B? Blah blah blah. I mean, they don't really understand none of this stuff.
Right.
So then I asked him for a supervisor, to call the supervisor, to call the supervisor over there because, traffic infractions are not crimes, whatever. So then he called up for backup. So then he kept telling me to get the car. So finally I said, is that an order? Are you ordering me to get the car? So he said, yeah. I said, so that's your wish. Do you wish for me to fulfill your order? I charge $10,000 per order, and I have it on video. So he said, yeah, get out the car. So as soon as I got the car, he handcuffed me. and arrested me and put me in the truck. So I said, why am I being arrested? He said, because you don't have a license. So basically, he handcuffed me, he put me in the truck, and when he put me in the truck, he kind of almost broke my wrist. So they had me in jail in Providence Police Station in my city for 17 hours. They arrested me like around 6:30. So I didn't see the judge. I didn't get to the court till like 9:30 or 10 o'clock, and I didn't get released till like 12 o'clock. And when I was talking to the judge, I asked her if it was a court of record, proceeded under common law. She said yes. And I said, okay, all right, then is there a man here that has a verifiable claim? And she says the government or whatever. I don't know, the government or whatever. I said, was the plaintiff here? But she wasn't really having it. She didn't care. So so then I just said, you know what? I'm an aggrieved man, and I'm here by special appearance, and I want to challenge subject matter jurisdiction. I just threw that out there. And she said, if you think this, I don't know what she said, but she just basically said not guilty. So then today I went for the pretrial, and I had put a notice into the court, that I am a man, I require the plaintiff to appear. And then I also wrote, I require the restoration of my property. Because when they put me out of the car, they checked my pocket, and I had a pocket knife in there. It's a 3 inch or 3 1/8 of an inch pocket knife. I bought it at a store, just like a Cumberland Farms. You know what I mean? Like one of those little variety stores. It was like a small pocket knife. I didn't even know I had it in my pocket. So it was like, bingo. And they charged me. So they basically charged me a criminal of having a weapon and obstruction of justice. That's what they charged me. So today they transferred it from district court to a superior court because I asked the lady today at court, she wasn't being too helpful to the judge. So I said, what is the nature of the person before this court? So as soon as I said that, she just said, I'm just transferring this to superior court. And I asked her also, is the plaintiff here? Is there a man here that's going to verify his claim? And when I asked her that, she said, using the word plaintiff, this is a criminal matter. Plaintiffs is for civil matters or something like that. So I was like, what the fuck? She's talking about, I was like, whatever. But basically.
So if like I said, you just had to say fine, plaintiffs are, civil matter. Say fine. Is the man or woman who's accusing me of doing something wrong here?
Right, and she kept saying the government because I said, look, I'm here to.
I never met a man named Mr. Government.
Exactly, me either. I never met a man named State of Rhode Island.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. You said the government is just like, can I meet Mr. the Government or the Mrs. the Government? Did you ask her that?
I think I said something to that effect, and she didn't really like it that much, and she said, the Attorney General, she said something about the Attorney General and the legislator creates the laws, she kept like talking, she didn't really want to answer, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
She kept trying to like deflect the question.
Yeah, just require the man to come forward. I don't care about it, I don't care about a civics lesson, man.
Right, right.
I don't care if some legal entity, believes I've done something. I'm looking for the man who's done something wrong.
Yeah, like there's a like I'm not sure. I mean, I'm not sure if you're on Facebook a lot, but there's like there's group Common Law.
I'm never on Facebook.
Right. Well, there's like a lot of gurus now that want to be like you. Like there's like 2 common law groups that I'm in. They listen to a lot of your shows to their ears bleed. These guys are like into it, and me too. I'm always listening to this stuff. And some guy has some notice, that I kind of used, and I filed into the court last Thursday.
Mm-hmm.
The notice, and she read the notice. She goes, "Yeah, I don't really understand this, this notice, because notice said, I require the plaintiff to pay. I require the restoration of my property post haste." And I gave them 3 days after receipt of the notice. And the notice, I sent it certified mail, and they got there on Monday. But then I filed one on Thursday also, last Thursday. So I said, after 3 days of receipt of this notice, I require $1 per second that my property is not restored. And they just basically, like, they don't give a shit. They just ignore it. You know what I mean?
What, she said she didn't understand it?
Yeah, she said, I don't really understand this.
What did she say she didn't understand it? What did you tell her?
I don't even know. I should have said, what part don't you understand?
No, when you say, well, then, if you wish to recuse yourself, and let somebody else who comes in who does understand, that'd be fine.
Who's more competent, right? Yeah.
Yeah, well, no, just if you don't understand it, if it's, you can just, recuse yourself and have somebody who come in here who does understand. That's no big deal.
Right. Yeah, and that's funny because I had just read that too about the recuse yourself, that you had told somebody else that. Yeah, I think you had told the judge that one time too, that to recuse themselves if they didn't understand or something.
Well, if they're unqualified, they say they're not. They usually say they're not qualified. I mean,
right.
They're not insured.
Right. Yeah, see, like in the heat of the moment, so many things, and I just can't remember everything I saw. I mean, if I knew half of what you knew, I wouldn't even ever have to go to court. You know what I mean? So I'm just so mad that, false arrest, false imprisonment. It's a trespass, and everything's a trespass. But 17 hours. I was away from my son. I got a 2-year-old son over here. I've never been away from him. At nighttime, at night. You know what I mean? Like, I spent the day over there. He woke up in the morning. Where's Daddy? That's not cool, man. That's just. But I don't know. So I guess the lady transferred it now to Superior Court, because once I asked her that, she said, "Oh, what's in?" Transferred to Superior Court. So I'm just wondering, what should I do now? What's my next step? I just sent you a donation too right now, right when you called me. I was just on PayPal.
No, well, no, if you don't want to what? You wanted me to ask you that question? Hey, have you donated?
Oh no, yeah, I always what's the craziest thing, right? It's fucking crazy. The last time I donated like $20 the day before I got arrested. So on Wednesday, for some reason I just wanted to donate. Like, let me give $20, Karl Lentz, because I'm always listening to you and everything. So boom, the next day, so I donated $20 on Wednesday. On Thursday, that shit happened to me. I'm like, wow, what are the fucking odds of this shit happening the day after I donated to Karl Lentz? You know what I'm saying?
That's funny.
That's fucking unbelievable. You know what I mean? If you check the day I donated Wednesday and the thing happened on Thursday, like, that's just, who would have thought something like that? I don't know. That's just crazy. But I just donated $100 right now on PayPal. Just because I know you're busy, man. I don't want you to think that I want anything for free. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I just want to be let alone.
Well, now you got to find out who picked up the case at the Superior Court. You got to find out who's been assigned to it.
The judge that picked it up?
No, the prosecutor who picked it up. The judge is there to defend you. The judge is, the judge is basically the attorney's prisoner. The prisoner is the attorney. So no, you're not going after the judge.
No, yeah, the prosecutor. Okay.
But you want to look for the prosecutor. You want to look for the guy who wants to hang you. And right. You try to ask him where does he get his authority, to do such an act on whose behalf.
Right.
And then he's going to say that people, and then you just say, okay, can you bring one of the people? Just anyone. I mean any one of the people. Just a single one. And then if he says, what? Is it just do like, you could say, well, look at Gore versus Bush, 2000. What did the Supreme Court say? Al Gore forgot to bring one of the people, just one of the people from Florida. Since there was none of the people, who was harmed or injured or accrued a law.
Case. Right, they had to dismiss it.
Yeah, they dismissed it. They threw it back to Florida. So it's that simple. It's the prosecutor.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. You could actually say something that simple to prosecute it. Don't you remember that case? Without one of the people, you have no case. So which one of the people do I owe a debt to? Which one of the people have I done something to so I could compensate them and tell them I'm sorry and pay them so I can go for my life?
So first thing I do is find out who the prosecutor is.
Yeah. Write him a letter?
Find
out who's been assigned the case. And then they're going to say nobody's going to be assigned. They're going to tell you nobody's been assigned yet. And then you're going to say, okay, who's got control of this case? Is it a state matter? Is it a county matter? Is it a city matter? Who's got it?
Well, it says State of Rhode Island versus my name.
They'll tell you, okay? And then you're going to find out if it's the State of Rhode Island or the Commonwealth Attorney's Office who's got charge of it, or you're going to find out if it's the State Attorney General's Office. You're going to have to find out who actually is going to do the prosecuting, who prosecutes those cases in that court. It could be the General's Office, or it could be the state's this could be a state's attorney's office. There's going to be a difference between like the state's attorney general's office, because sometimes most state attorney general's offices just defend when a state employee or state agent does something wrong. So it depends on what state you live in. You got to ask them: is it like a Commonwealth attorney, is it a state attorney, or is it the state attorney general's office? Who is going to move this case through the court on behalf of whatever's on the top of the paper? It could be the state of Rhode Island. Who is, like, what agency is going to be moving this case through the court on behalf of whatever the hell's on the top, the Commonwealth or the state of or the county of? I don't give a damn. You're just going to call them up and say, hey, just call up the courthouse and say, hey, I got a piece of paper here. It's a criminal indictment or criminal charges and criminal allegations, whatever they define it as at this point. Just call up the courthouse and say who, what agency prosecutes this. Is it the state attorney general's office? Is it the state attorney? Is it the county prosecutor's office? Who's going to be moving this case through the court?
Right.
And when is your next hearing?
I have no idea. She said I didn't have to sign anything. I didn't need to. They said they're going to mail me something in the mail.
Okay, well, yeah, don't worry about that crap. I was just hoping you were going to say tomorrow or the next day. Fine, don't worry about it. Just find out who the prosecutor is and start jumping his shit.
All right. So as soon as I find out the prosecutor, his name, do I send the next step? Do I say to the court or to his home address? How would that work?
No, you find out if it's the attorney. You find out where the attorneys are located. Like I said, they're going to say nobody's been assigned to this yet. No assistant attorney. Obviously, the attorney for the state is not going to take it on. Obviously, he's going to give it to an assistant. Obviously, the head guy doesn't give a damn about you. So he's going to send it off to somebody else. And then all you have to ask for is you're still sending it to the top guy. You find out if it's the Attorney General's office, and you find out if they find out that they're the office that is going to move the case, and say his name is Bob Smith. You're just going to write a letter to Bob Smith. You're just going to say something simple like, like, dear Bob, greetings. My name is Richard, and I believe that your office, or well, like I said, the first thing is you can just say something like, say, I believe you're the man. Are you the man who's going to prosecute this matter in Superior Court or wherever you're located, district, circuit court? I don't care.
Mm-hmm.
With a simple question like that, and then just attach the charges to the paper.
Right.
Just say, see attached. Say, are you the man who's going to be, moving this matter in Superior Court? And just say, see attached, and say, and I say to people, man, nowadays I just tell people, man, just put a self-addressed stamped envelope in there.
Okay.
And put a piece of paper in there and just make a checkbox, yes or no. And then just say yes or no, a separate piece of paper, and then just put a line underneath there, on the bottom for where you can sign his name. So that way you don't want a long drawn-out answer from the guy. Say, I want to ask you a simple question. Yeah, you could just write him a letter like that. Like, say, dear Bob Smith, greetings. I have a simple question for you, a simple yes or no question. Are you the man who is going to be moving this matter in Superior Court? Yes or no? And then he's probably going to check box the word no. And then you're going to say, okay, is your office? And then you send him back another letter. Say, is your office going to be moving this matter? If you're not going to be, is one of your assistants going to be moving this to the court? Is there a man who's assist you or a woman who assists you who's going to be moving it? But just make it simple yes or no, because just 2 seconds to check box the word no, stuff it in a damn envelope and send it back to you.
All right, so that's the first step then. We'll just do the one step at a time.
Yeah, that's what you basically could send a letter almost every day, because you could send one today, and then you could basically say to yourself, you could send them 2 letters tomorrow if you felt like it. You could say, if you're not the man who's going to be moving it, are you going to assign this matter to another man or woman out of your office? Again, check box it yes or no. And then then the next letter you could send is like, oh, since you are not the man or the woman who's going to be prosecuting me as moving this case to court, do you know what the name of the office or the agency that's going to be moving this matter through Superior Court?
Right.
Just send them letters like that. I just send them all 3 freaking letters. You could send them all 3 letters in 3 separate envelopes all at the same time.
Right. Just knowing simple stuff.
Yeah, that's right. Because you can see that he knows what you're trying to avoid. You're trying to avoid any kind of ridiculous answers from him. You're trying to avoid any ridiculous, 3 pages of nonsense. Just tell me yes and no.
Right.
I just want to know answers from you. And see, they hate that. They hate just giving you just a yes or no answer. They hate it. They hate it. They want to give you, the judge wants to give you some lecture. Like whatever the lady said to you, when she said to you, I don't understand what you're saying. And then when she goes off on this ridiculous nonsense, he says, ma'am, I asked you a yes or no question. I don't give a damn I don't need a civics lesson. I don't need to know how the government works. I don't really give a damn who creates law. I asked you a yes or no question, ma'am. Is there a man here that have done something wrong? That's all I know. I don't need a civics lesson, ma'am.
Yeah, she didn't like that. She was like, oh, the government. She started talking about a bunch of shit that I was just like, I felt like I was just looking at her, watching her lips, and not even paying attention to what she was saying.
You just let us run on her thing. You just let her do her thing. You just get on her bicycle and ride and say, okay, ma'am, you finished? Are you done? You're done? You finished? Okay. The answer was yes and no. Is there a man here that's going to claim I've done something wrong? Yes or no? Bottom line. If he's going to say no. So, okay, so I've done no wrong. Is that what you're trying to tell me? Yes or no? All I want to know is have I done something wrong? Yes or no? That's all. I don't give a damn. All I want to know, did I do something wrong? Yes or no?
Well, then she'll say, well, the government thinks that you broke the law here because we have this criminal.
The answer is no, or the answer is yes. See, because a lawyer, they'll give you the yes or no answer. That's why I say that you make just a check box, yes or no for these guys. From now on, you don't let these guys give you an answer in writing. You just give them a piece of paper, put a checkbox next to the word yes, put a checkbox next to the word no. And if you want to put another line on there to say, if you wish to explain, go ahead. And then just fucking put a blank area for him to sign his name. Say yes, no, and underneath it just say, if you wish to explain, here's your space to do it. Right. And that's it. You know what I'm saying? No nonsense fuckers anymore. Just yes or fucking no. And then if you explain your yes or no, that's fine. But all I want to hear out of your mouth is yes or no. I don't hear a damn thing other than yes or no.
Right.
Give me other shit after yes or no, that's fine. You can explain your yes all day. I don't fucking care. But you want to explain your yes, God bless you. I don't care.
Right.
That's
cool.
Right. I couldn't care less what your explanation is. I don't care.
Yeah, man. I'm like, I'm so mad. You have no idea. These 17 hours. That's I don't even know how to put into that's just ridiculous. I don't even. I'm so I'm talking about it right now. I'm getting hot just thinking about it.
I came into Canada on an airplane, man. They held me for 23 hours in a holding cell, and I didn't do a damn thing wrong. I said, "Am I charged with that?" And they said, "Nope." I said, "Am I free to leave?" They said, "Nope." I said, "You charging me with a crime?" "Nope." I said, "Are you detaining me?" "Nope." And it's funny when they brought me to the the local jail, the local county sheriff's department or whatever, the prison. They said, are we booking him? Nope. Are we fingerprinting him? Nope. They said, well, what's his name? They said, don't worry about it. They said, he was never here. They said, well, you don't want to just put down anything, John Doe.
Right. Was that with the money situation?
No. That was when I flew into Regina up in Saskatchewan to help somebody with a drunk driving case.
Oh, all right.
It was just drunk driving, and they did all that nonsense with drunk driving.
Wow.
I wasn't going up there to, change the government. I was going there because some guy fell asleep in his driveway, and he was drunk, and the cops came to see if he was okay. And then they said he was drinking. They arrested him for drinking and driving. He's like, hey, it was a nice day. I had a couple of beers listening to the radio, and I fell asleep.
Right.
Yeah,
in his own driveway.
Well, all right, I wasn't going up to Canada to just create some sort of let's
pull the company's charter.
let's pull Canada's charter. Yeah, I was just up there helping some guy with a driving charge, and it was a simple one. So it gives them the right to come on private property and arrest somebody.
Right. That's cool. But yeah, so I'm just gonna find out, who's prosecuting the case. Write him a letter. Like you said, are you the man prosecuting this matter? Yes or no? And then with a prepaid envelope, so you can stuff it in there and send it back to me.
Make a space underneath there. Say you may wish to explain. You can explain if you wish. Underneath it. You just try to make it look up. You know what you do? Take a picture of that thing before you mail it off and just send it to me, and I'll tell you, hey, that looks cool. But I can almost guarantee what it's going to look like. The answer thing. You can say dear Richard, and whatever your last name is, checkbox, and underneath that's right. Checkbox yes, checkbox no. And so explain. I wish to explain. I wish to explain. Yes, you may wish to explain. To make a couple of lines under his explanation.
Should I handwrite that?
Yeah, I'd handwrite it. That'd be always a good idea. And then I'd print it just in case he said I can't understand your chicken scratch.